Sorry, y'all. Imagine standing in the middle of a place they call it the Devil's Half Acre and realizing your name was on the deed. That is the Mary Lumpkin story. And if you're a Black woman expert who's ever felt trapped inside of a system that was not built for you, her blueprint changes everything. If you've ever felt like your whole life has been spent inside someone else's system, this is the story of a Black woman who ended up owning the building where that system tried to crush her. We're talking about a slave jail, not a metaphor, a real one. And I want to welcome you back to day 17 of Deleted History, Black women they prayed you'd never learn about. I'm Ashley Kirkwood, done over $11 million in sales. I'm a two-time Inc. 5000 CEO and in the top 2% of Black women-owned businesses with full-time W-2 employees who makes millions of dollars in revenue per year. And I'm obsessed with getting more Black women in that number because 2% is too small. Every episode, y'all, I'm pulling one Black woman's story that they buried in the footnotes and showing you the sales, ownership, and power frameworks that are hidden in her receipts. Today, we're talking about an enslaved woman who helped turn a slave jail into the seed of an HBCU. Her name is Mary Lumpkin. Now, 3 blocks from the Virginia state capitol in the 1800s, there was a cluster of buildings that people just whispered about. And this is called Lumpkin's Jail. It was a slave trading complex owned by Robert Lumpkin, one of the most notorious slave traders in the city. This place wasn't just a holding cell, it was literally an entire operation. A jail where enslaved people were locked in cells, punished, and tortured while they waited to be sold. A boarding house where traders and buyers ate, slept, and negotiated prices on Black bodies. The Lumpkin family home was right there on the same grounds as the whips and the chains. And so they called it the Devil's Half Acre because everybody knew the evil that was actually happening there. And inside that compound lived Mary. Mary was enslaved in 1832. She was likely of mixed ancestry. Some described her as like nearly white and fair-faced, part of the category of the slave trade called fancy girls, young enslaved girls purchased for sexual exploitation. As a child, she was sold away and eventually ended up owned by Robert Lumpkin. By around age 13, she had her first child by him. Over time, she would bear at least 5 of his children who lived to adulthood. Now, I didn't find any pictures of her, but she lived and worked on the grounds of the jail, most likely helping run the boarding house and managing household operations and clothing the people that were in prison there. But here's the part of the story that people missed. Even in the brutality, Mary found ways to move. She learned to read and write. She pushed for her children's education. And according to descendants, she told Robert, "You can do what you want with me, but these children must be free." She had strategy even in captivity. And here's the turning point. Before the Civil War, Robert sent Mary and her children north to Pennsylvania, out of the slave trading district where he worked. In Philadelphia, records show Mary eventually purchased a home in her own name. When Robert died in 1866, his will did something people didn't expect. He left Mary the Lumpkins jail property and other assets with provisions for their children. Think about that. The enslaved woman who had been forced to live inside a slave jail now legally owned it. 2 years later, in 1867, Mary made a move that turned her from victim to architect. She leased the former jail site to a white Baptist missionary, Nathaniel Culver, for $1,000 a year to establish the Richmond Theological School for Freedom, a school to train newly freed Black men for ministry and leadership. The Devil's Half Acre became God's Half Acre. Okay. The cornerstone of what would eventually become Virginia Union University, which is a historically Black university still shaping Black leaders today. The same ground where people were sold became the ground where dreams were funded. So, what does this mean for you? Why am I telling you this story? Here's why. Mary didn't get to choose the system she was born into, but she did choose what she did when she finally got free and got leverage. Here's what I want you to learn from her. I want you to identify the place in your industry where you feel it is deserted, it is not fair, and there is oppression. There may be room for you to get freedom there. What is the room, platform, or business model that has historically exploited people like you? Lowball, speaking circuits, agencies that underpay your genius, corporate structures that use your IP but never give you equity, name it. And then what I want you to do is go back and add liberation to it. If I would have never been treated bad in corporate, I don't think I would have ever started Speak Your Way to Cash. Like, the truth is, we started the business because there was too many DEI experts that were being way underpaid. So with us teaching them licensing and how to sell and how to go after big contracts and how to properly negotiate, the way I was taught to negotiate for billion-dollar companies while working in law, it literally gave me the ability to add liberation to a place where people were traditionally exploited. For Mary, the deed came through a will she didn't control, but once she had it, everything changed. For you, the deed may be owning your curriculum instead of giving it away for free, owning your email list instead of just your followers, owning the company, not just being its star employee. So ask, where am I just inside someone else's system where I should actually be building where they rent from? Mary didn't turn the jail into luxury condos. She turned it into infrastructure for Black education. In your world, that could look like turning the way you were underpaid as a consultant into a licensing model with terms you set and then hiring other consultants to actually work underneath you. Turning corporate harm into curriculum that trains Black women to negotiate better contracts like we've done in Speak Your Way to Cash. Turning your story of exploitation into a paid framework that keeps others from repeating it. Think beyond your lifetime. Mary's name almost vanished from the story, but her decisions did not. Virginia Union University still exists. When you build, don't just think about income for this year, but think about infrastructure that people can use 50 years from now. If you are a Black woman expert who knows you've been building other people's empires from the inside, Mary Lumpkin is your reminder that your next move is ownership, not just visibility, not just brand deals, ownership and contracts. And at Black Women Sell Live, I am teaching you how to win in your industry, how to move from talent to title holder, how to turn your lived experience into pricing, positioning, and sales systems that actually pay you what you're worth. The event is September 25th to the 27th. We have only 850 seats publicly available after our clients claim their seats. And the truth is, y'all, we have over 3,200 women on the wait list last I checked. So your best shot at getting in the room is being on the wait list. So if you're on Instagram, I want you to comment wait list right now so that you can get on the wait list for Black Women Sell Live. And if you're anywhere else, go to blackwomensellavent.com and get on the wait list for this event. Y'all, we have shown you this wait list. We have talked about it. I've gone live for the last 17 days. Jesus, please get on the wait list. This is the wait list for Black Women Sell Live. When you go to the website, y'all, here's what you are going to see. Let me go all the way up so you know what you'll see. You will see this right here. Black Women Sell Live. The theme is Black women, the original innovators. Join the wait list. You can join the wait list for the ticket type you want. It could be general, VIP, or platinum. Go ahead and get on the wait list. Tickets open in just 9 days. So we don't have long for you to claim your seat on the wait list and get ready for this event to launch. It's going to be a vibe. We're going to do a whole launch party next week. I'll be telling you all about that. It'll be noon on Friday of next week. It's going to be such a good time. So get on the wait list now. I cannot wait to see you. And yeah, I'll see you guys there. Thank you. Have a good day, y'all. See you tomorrow.